My best friend Jesse has flown all the way in from Washington. We've been friends for almost 16 years. We've been super close, especially for the last 10 years. We met in 2008 and 2009 when we were both assigned to a Tier 1 Special Missions unit. Jesse was with the Ranger Battalion and I was just a support guy doing a different mission. And that deployment, it's kind of crazy. That was a crazy one for both of us.
Yeah. This dude comes out and he's like behind the Hilux and he walks out and I just see him with the AK and he like pulls it up, man. Just like bam, bam, hit him twice. But then all hell breaks loose. It's it started making sense later on in life, but at the time, man, why? Man, because you were just in a war 2 days ago. You were just on a deployment. You were looking for IEDs. You were looking for this. You were looking for that. You were doing all these things. And then the next day you're driving your car down I-5. And nobody knows what you just did. Nobody knows that you just came back. The fucking army dude starts shooting at us. Him and he comes from one side of the building. I come from the other side of the building. We're like, we're closer than you and I right now. And all of a sudden, pop, 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 you start hearing rounds. And a rounds impact right in between us. And at first we're like, yo, we're about to get into a fight. Like, all right, well, here we go. Nah, man, it was dudes from the Strikers shooting at us. My buddy got shot in his embedder. He was one of the snipers attached to us. He got shot in his radio. But that's kind of the foundation, for when you talk about regiment or Rangers or battalions, that's where it hit me right there. That day, that evening, where we were just getting smoked. They needed people to quit. They were going to keep smoking us until X amount of people quit. I don't know what that number was. I don't remember how many dudes, made it through. I don't really remember that. I just remember it being miserable. You had dudes there with the Tambourets, and they had just transitioned, a year or two, maybe 2 or 3 years, whatever it was, from the Black Beret over to the Tambouret. But I thought that looked sharp, man. It set them apart. And these dudes came in, and you can tell right off the bat when these dudes showed up. They're different. They're different. Even the drill instructors, even the airborne personnel, they kind of stand off to the side a little bit because you could just tell, like, these dudes they're cut from a different cloth.
How did you process all that with your mom at 19 years old?
Man, it was super deep, but it was hard to process. I don't know. I was sitting out, I was on a beach camping with a whole huge, massive Hawaiian, Polynesian, we'll call it, family. And I don't even think I had my phone. My dad called my girlfriend's phone at the time. And so I'm with all these people. I'm learning how to throw net and learning about tabbies and what those are. There's, little felt shoes where you can get down on the rocks and not slip. And all of a sudden they're like, hey man, your dad's on the phone. And so I pick up the phone. I knew there was a problem, obviously. The dude's not calling to say what's up, and he calls and he's like, he's crying. And they've been, divorced, separated for years. But I knew in his voice, as soon as I talked to him, I was like, oh shit, something happened.